Good morning. It's June 27th, day 44 on the PCT. Last night's campsite was awesome, really comfortable. All my stuff dried out. There's no dew in that area, so that was great. I've got a slow mosey into Quincy. It looks like everything's pretty close together in town too, so I might be able to plug my phone in to charge and upload at the library and go over to the grocery store and get my resupply done and probably grab a couple snacks for the day, some heavy town food that I don't want to pack out. I've told myself too that I'm not getting any coffee in town. The last couple of days, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 days, at some point throughout the day I've had a moment where I just crash and feel exhausted and feel like I could lay down right where I am on the trail and go to sleep. And it's been getting less severe and it goes away quicker the past couple of days. It feels like I'm finally catching up on my sleep, and I don't want to do anything to mess that up. Truckee was nice to go in and refresh and shower and do laundry and stuff. But I was up late, so I didn't get a very restful night. That's just kind of how town stops go, though. The excitement of being in town and being around people just means that naturally you're not going to go to bed at 8:30 when the sun goes down. I've definitely gotten my wish from Yosemite, too, with days and days of just walking through pine forest on a nice dirt trail. And yeah, we've had fewer views, but I've found that that has not made a big difference for me. The views are nice when they're here, but I'm out here to hike, right? And it's really enjoyable when the hiking is nice too, and you're not struggling with every step. Made it to the road here. It's 7:30. It looks like it's going to be a pretty quiet road, so I don't know how long this is going to take. Yeah, it's been a little over an hour now, and one car has passed going the direction I need to go. There's a day hiker who came from Quincy, and they said if I'm still here when they come down, they would drive me. And then they said, wait, never mind, I'm going the other way. So, I don't know how long I'm going to be here, but I keep getting tricked by the sounds too. Like, I think when cars pass me this way, there's some turn or something that makes it sound like a new car is approaching from the direction I need them to. Like, this car passing me is going the opposite direction, but in like 2 minutes it's going to sound like a car is coming this way, but it's not. Alright, I made it in. It took about an hour and a half, but I'm at the library now. They don't open for another hour and a half, but this is pretty close to the grocery store, so I'm just gonna start uploading on the Wi-Fi here, hopefully find a plug somewhere to charge my battery bank at the same time, and head over to the grocery store and get my food. So it's 1 o'clock, time to go back. I only stayed so long because I was trying to get my stuff charged up, but my battery pack, 10,000 milliamp hour battery pack with quick charge 3.0, got the quick charge outlet and everything, is still only half charged even after like 4 hours of charging. I don't think any of the outlets that I actually had it plugged into were like compatible, I guess. Like, they weren't outputting the full 110 volts or something like that, because it's supposed to charge, it's supposed to be able to charge from nothing to full in 4 hours, and it wasn't empty. It was like maybe a third left, and then 4 hours of charging got it to, I mean, it's displaying a half, but it's a very imprecise battery display. It's just a dial with dots around it, and half of the dots are lit up, so roughly half. But I mean, it's 1 o'clock. I grabbed 2 full days and then a little extra to get me to Old Station, which is like 105 miles away. So hopefully I can get there at night, find an outlet outside somewhere, and charge up overnight so I don't have to waste good hiking time in town again. Well, that hitch was a lot easier than the way into town. It took maybe 40 minutes from the last video to getting to the trailhead here, so not so bad all told. So yeah, it's about 1:40 right now. Got the rest of the day to hike. Belden is only like 18 miles away or something, and there's a really big descent going into the town and then a really big descent going out of the town, and you like walk right through it. There wasn't much there, that's why I decided to not resupply there. So my OPSAC broke, the one that I got in the hiker box in Kennedy Meadows. It lasted a long time actually, considering the seam, or the seal, like the part you pull apart at the top, was already falling apart when I picked it up. I imagine that's why the person ditched it. But yeah, so it finally broke. So I've got my food in a oven roaster bag that I have from, I don't even know where, like Wrightwood maybe? I forget where I picked it up. But I've just been hanging on to it in case there's a storm or rain or whatever, to put my sleeping bag into if I need to. I don't do it every day out here because it's just not necessary, and it packs easier when I don't do it. But now that I'm not using the OPSAC and I've got my food in that bag instead, my bag is so much more comfortable. Like, I don't know, the way the OPSAC is shaped, it's narrow enough to where it looks like it would fit perfectly against my back, which is how I use it. I have it flat against my back with just my sleeping pad between it and my back, and yeah, I don't know, it just like holds the food in a weird way and makes it so it's really uncomfortable. Because I remember at the beginning of the trip when I was using these Nile flume bags, I could almost not even tell whether I had 3 or 1 day worth of food in my bag. And now with these oven roaster bags back, I'm feeling that way again. The bag feels good. So my phone is conspiring to help me not look at my GPS and plan my day out too much, because yeah, the GPS just isn't working. I did a system update on my phone back in town, and I don't know if that messed with something or if it's some other problem, but the last time the GPS updated was less than a mile after I started hiking, and it's not that my phone thinks that I'm still there. Like when I pull up the GPS, it doesn't put the dot there. There's just no dot anywhere on the map, and yeah, just kind of winging it out here now. There's been a couple intersections where the PCT hasn't been marked, and I've been able to figure out which way to go so far. But the water has been a little trickier because it's not always clear which is the last water crossing until the next dry stretch. I think currently I'm in a 5-mile dry stretch, which isn't much, but thankfully I grabbed water before walking into this one though. This is the trail, I hope. Well, thankfully my GPS is working again. I got service and then everything started working after that. Normally the GPS doesn't require service, but I think I restarted my phone to complete the update while I didn't have service, so I think that probably threw everything off, and in order for things to become functional again, I guess I needed some service for the update to finish off. At least that's my wild theory right now. So we're descending into Belden now. It's a little before 8. We're in a really steep valley, and camping's going to be somewhat difficult tonight. There's an RV park in Belden, I think, but they charge $20, and I don't really want to spend that. So I'm going to see what we can make work out here. Well, it finally happened. I lost my sunglasses. Normally, when my hat's on and I don't want my sunglasses on, I just stick them like on top of my head, on the brim, and then I just throw my hat back, and a couple times I've done that and the sunglasses have hit the ground and I've heard them. But I was listening to my audiobook, I think, when I took my hat off, like way up that hill, and didn't hear it, and there's no way I'm going back for that, so sunglasses are gone. If I still had my inflatable pad, I might actually be tempted by that spot there, just because of how ridiculous it would be. But we gotta find something along this. Alright, we found our spot and it's not even dark yet. I don't know where exactly, but this is a big flat space. I'm gonna stay somewhere in here. The trail is like right there, but it's invisible in the bushes, so we are right off the trail. These bags of cookies felt pretty heavy, so I'm having them for dinner. Just to lighten my pack for tomorrow, that's all.